What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to check out some awesome battles submitted to the channel by a member of the community, Jose Pal 8. So shout out to this battler. Thank you for sharing these battles with us. We have a Shadow Raikou, so this is going to be very interesting to see how well it performs. Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, and Wild Charge is a really strong moveset to have in this meta, along with Gyarados and Umbreon. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. Let's go and get right into it. Hey, just a quick note, Raikou's charge move over there of Wild Charge is not legacy. I forgot to remove it, and I can't really edit that out in the video as it is in my recording software. So just letting you guys know, the only legacy move here is Last Resort. Okay, getting into the first battle, we have Gyarados on the lead versus Lantern. All right, so a pretty decent neutral matchup right here. What's great about Gyarados, though, is the lunge. It's going to do quite a bit of neutral damage as well as lowering the attack there of Lantern, which makes Gyarados just that much more tanky. So we do see it land and the attack drop, so they're going to go ahead and let this first charge move go through. Likely just going to be a Thunderbolt right here, which actually still does a lot of damage. Now, we do see a swap into Umbreon, which is very dangerous to swap into an Gyarados, considering it has access to lunge, which does do super effective damage and drops the attack. So we might just see this Gyarados decide to stay in. Snarls aren't doing enough, and with two shields here, they can easily take over this mid-game matchup. So let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and overload a bit and go for another lunge right here. We might start seeing shields now come out from Umbreon, but let's see what they decide to do. They decided to let it go. Very interesting. We're going to see a no shield now from Gyarados. And this is where Raikou can come in and load up on energy. Having that much health left on Umbreon and this much energy to farm up with Raikou is extremely deadly. We're going to see a no shield as well on the foul play, which could get very dicey here for the end game, but it actually doesn't do too much damage because of the lunges. I forgot about that. But Raikou is loaded on energy. We do see Lantern come in, so they're going to go ahead and go for two Wild Charges here. This is going to do quite a bit of damage, and they can easily swap out into Umbreon to clear those debuffs. So they do get a shield as well, which is beautiful, and they loaded up on some more energy. So Raikou here is looking incredibly strong. They do get a second shield, and they will swap into Umbreon. This clears the Wild Charge debuffs that Raikou got while saving a shield, having shield advantage, and things are looking very, very good right now. Umbreon is going to go ahead and let the Hydro Pump go through. Doesn't do too much damage, and Raikou is looking to be the Pokemon to win this game. We don't know what is in the back, but Raikou with Shadow Ball and Wild Charge is going to destroy it. I don't care what it is. We still see Umbreon not able to take out the Lantern, but they are able to get to another foul play. So this is looking to be a good game. Switch Clock is starting to get close. It's starting to get close. What's that final Pokemon? Oh, it's a Skarmory. Of course Raikou's going to destroy it. That is a good game. Very well played. All right. Moving into the next one, we have Gyarados on the lead versus Hitmontop. Okay, first time seeing this one in the meta, so let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and swap into Umbreon, which again is very dangerous because Gyarados here with lunges can easily take out this Umbreon and do the same thing like we saw before, just debuff it. But this time they're actually going to go into the mirror, which is an interesting call, but good call nonetheless. Having Last Resort there for Hitmontop as well is going to bode well for after this mid-game matchup because they'll be able to apply pressure. Wow, and they went for a foul play? Okay, did I read that as foul play? I think it was. Sometimes they don't have double charge moves here, which is going to be interesting, or maybe they're trying to shield bait, which I don't know why you would try to shield bait in an Umbreon matchup. If this is another, oh, they might have Psychic. They have Psychic. That is oh, that's rough. So I absolutely love Last Resort Umbreons because Last Resort does so well in the mirror that a Psychic one is not. So we're going to be seeing the Last Resorts here land against Hitmontop, and like I said, it's incredibly tough for the Hitmontop to handle it. And let's see how this plays out. Here comes the potential Stone Edge, though. Yeah, it is going to be the Stone Edge. They blocked that. Obviously would have done a ton of damage, and Gyarados now with Cross Poisons is going to be hurting. It can get to this charge move incredibly quickly because of the Poison Sting energy gain, and they will be getting shields as well. So this is looking very dicey for the opponent, as Gyarados here is an absolute monster with these cross poisons. And it barely doesn't take out the Hitmontop, but they do farm down. Lantern now is coming in, and this is looking to be a good game. They can easily go for lunges now. debuff the Lantern. They still have their own Umbreon. They still have a Shadow Raikou. So this team actually looks very, very strong. Switch Clock is back up as well. And here comes the Thunderbolt. I think they will let it go through. Gyarados did its job. Actually, it survives. Very interesting. They decide to bring in Umbreon right now. So I think we can all figure out what's about to happen. Raikou is about to be unleashed right here. Oh, they decided to come in with their own Umbreon. That's fair enough, I guess. I thought they were going to want to come in and fully farm down. Well, that's okay. Here comes the last resort. Gets the Umbreon low. And the opponent as well does not have last resort. They have Psychic and Foul Play, which is why they are deciding to go for Foul Plays here, which is very unfortunate. But they're going to go ahead and swap into the Raikou and try to farm down. They didn't in time, though, but that's okay. This Foul Play is still going to do a decent amount of neutral damage right there. But Raikou should be able to clean this one up here versus Lantern. Having Volt Switch and Wild Charge, things are looking very good. And they have even shields as well. So here comes the first Wild Charge. They have 2 charge moves. So yeah, that's going to be a good game. Raikou is looking very deadly. If you guys can manage energy well and that's your play style, Raikou in the back has a real opportunity to destroy teams. Think about it. Shadow Ball, Wild Charge, Shadow damage. This is pretty crazy. So good game to the opponent right there. I think what really threw a wrench in the mix was the Umbreon without Last Resort, which is always devastating in a mirror fight. So we are going to see Gyarados versus Quagsire here on the lead. Thankfully, Raikou is staying away from it, so we'll have to see how they decide to play this out, but they're going to go ahead and go for the lunge now, obviously trying to debuff. Now, Quagsire here with Stone Edge as well has to be respected, so we might see shields start going up, especially on the Stone Edge. So we will see the first shield. If they can get 2 lunges off, I think they might be able to survive a Stone Edge here from Quagsire, which they are looking to do. They're trying to get that lunge off right away. Now, I imagine there is a Skarmory in the back as well. Think about the team building opportunity here with a Quagsire lead. They got to have answers for Grass-type Pokemon, so we might see Magcargo, Skarmory, something like that in the back. So here comes the Stone Edge, and Gyarados is able to survive like predicted, and they are going to go ahead and go for the Cross Poison now. Hopefully this does enough damage here to take out the Quagsire, or at least force a shield, and barely not enough, but they can farm down. That's okay. There's the Skarmory that comes in, so they can bring in Shadow Raikou, and let's see if there is actually Magcargo as well, which is going to be interesting. But here, actually, it probably is going to be an Umbreon. Here comes the Raikou. And there's the Umbreon. Who would have guessed? A very strong team right there, right? Quagsire, Umbreon, Skarmory. But also very predictable. That's the thing. So they're going to go ahead and swap into their own Umbreon now and look to take this game, as that much health advantage is a really big deficit for the opponent, as they can easily go for last resorts and take this one. And Shadow Raikou still to destroy the Skarmory in the back. Now, Skarmory, the only way I think it could really pull this thing off is that if it's able to keep 2 shields and fully farm down Umbreon, but by that time, Raikou should be able to switch back in, which means it is going to destroy the Steel Bird in the sky. So the Umbreon actually decides to shield right there. Very interesting call, and here comes the Skarmory now, looking to come in and load up as much energy as they can. But here comes the Foul Play now for neutral damage. Raikou is coming back up, but I think they have to tank a charge move here on Umbreon, and they will be able to. That is a great opportunity right here. Hopefully this is Brave Bird. No, it's just going to be a Sky Attack, and they will, actually they got a last resort Foul Play off. They will be able to swap into Raikou and kind of close this thing out, as Volt Switches here are going to be doing so much damage. Look at how much that is chunking the Skarmory. Now, they can easily let this one go. It's going to be resisted. It's still going to hurt because Raikou is not very tanky, but things are looking very good. They farm down. They have a Wild Charge, and here comes the Umbreon with the Foul Play. They will have to shield, and hopefully they can get off 2 Wild Charges here in order to close this game out. This is going to still be pretty close. Here comes the first one. This should be getting the final shield, and the second one will be able to close this one out. So that is looking to be a good game, very well played, and I think that might have been CMP tie right there, which is very close. So good battle on the opponent's side, having such a tough situation there, but good game nonetheless. All right, moving into the next one, we have Gyarados on the lead versus Skarmory. Okay, terrible matchup. Let's see how they decide to play it. We're going to see that Umbreon come in like we've seen in most situations when they lose lead. And the opponent's deciding to stay in, which definitely helps out the Gyarados have a better late game matchup. We'll have to see what is going to be in the back, but obviously they do not have an answer for Umbreon. Most teams don't, as Umbreon has a great coverage on the meta with the typing and the bulk. The only things that can really come into it hard is going to be something like a Charmer or a Fighter, which there really is not too many of. Now we do see a Quillfish swap in right here. So this Quillfish as well is going to have Sludge Wave, which will do enough to take it out, but it's going to have to throw it quickly because Umbreon just has so much energy right here that they might actually opt to take switch advantage. Let's see if this is going to be the Sludge Wave though. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and shield in. It was the Sludge Wave, which is huge for the Umbreon now, as it is so far ahead on energy that it can easily flip this mid-game matchup and get that Raikou up against the Skarmory. They do get to the next foul play in time. This is a very big turning point for the battle. Will the Quillfish double shield or will they let this go? They're going to go ahead and commit the 2 shields, which means Raikou is looking very strong. Again, could come in and farm down. And if they let this go, which could be the Sludge Wave right here, Umbreon will go down. It is the Sludge Wave, so Umbreon goes down, but Raikou, oh, Raikou's itching to get out there and farm down again. Remember, Shadow Ball, Wild Charge. That is an incredibly strong moveset to have in this meta, unless he would decide to come in. It's actually going to be a Quagsire, so things are looking very interesting, and here comes the Shadow Ball, and this is why it is so incredibly strong. Is it going to one-shot it? No. Okay, kind of close. I built that up far too much. I thought it was definitely going to one-shot it right here, but Quagsire does not have low energy charge moves, so as long as Raikou shields this Stone Edge right here, they might be able to fully farm down. No, they're going to go ahead and go for Wild Charge. Just get this Quagsire out of there, and they should be able to get to one more in time versus the Skarmory. Let's see if they can get to it. Ooh, one more. Yeah, they got it in time, so that is going to be a good battle, very well played. So Raikou showing just how strong it can be at sweeping teams, especially with shields down. Good game right there. All right, moving into the final battle here, we have Gyarados versus Sudowoodo. Okay, one of the Pokemon that Umbreon kind of has to watch out for, but thankfully it is not a fighter, which means it's not going to be taking resisted damage from foul plays, which is good to note. But here comes the first charge move. They're going to go ahead and shield, and it is going to be the Earthquake. That is actually a huge shield right there in this matchup. And foul plays, again, are going to hurt, and they decided to swap into Quillfish. This is where Psychic could come in really handy, but foul play will still get the job done, doing about 33.33, repeating, of course, percentage of Quillfish's health. If you know where that joke is from, let me know down in the YouTube comments, because you guys know right away if you know the joke. But we are going to see Quillfish going to go for the charge move. Sludge Wave will not be enough to take it out, so Umbreon is going to be able to hang on, and especially if it's an Aqua Tail right there. Umbreon, ooh, not able to get to the foul play, but since this is, first one was an Aqua Tail, this next one is going to be an Aqua Tail as well. So Umbreon's going to be able to get off one more foul play, and this is now going to be a very, very close match. Let's see how this plays out. Can they get to one more to take this switch? They do get to the foul play. Is this going to be enough, though? Will Quillfish have the Aqua Tail if it survives? Quillfish went down. They flipped the mid game right there. Sudowoodo comes back in and loads up on energy, which is very dangerous now for this team. So Raikou is going to have to get rid of it. And this is going to be interesting. They actually decide to come in with Gyarados right here, and they get Go Battle lag. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but they are able to get off the lunge. They had it loaded before they swapped out. Let's see how this plays out. We got more Go Battle lag. You love to see it. And they did get the attack drops. The opponent decides to swap into Jumpluff, which is going to be very interesting, as this game is now going to come down to the energy management here on Raikou yet again with a shield and Volt Switch. I don't think it's going to be able to farm down, but we'll have to see if Sudowoodo will have enough energy. They're going to go ahead and shield the energy ball. All they need to do is get to 2 wild charges to close this game out, but Jumpluff gets to the energy ball in time. Will Raikou be able to hang on? barely hangs on, is able to get, oh, they did get a defense drop as well, able to get off the wild charge right here, and now it's going to come down to CMP tie versus Sudowoodo, and Raikou is obviously going to take it, as wild charge here will be doing neutral damage to close it out with the boom. Boom! Takes out the Sudowoodo, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. What a fun set of battles right there. Shadow Raikou looking incredibly strong. If you love teams and Pokemon where energy management is key, Raikou definitely needs that energy management to have lots of energy in order to sweep teams. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.